Kessar Salimi here, the mortgage broker and property investor. I wanted to give you a mortgage market update for December. So we're seeing at the moment some landlords are getting communication or utility defaults or late payments. And this is often due to kind of empty properties or when you purchase a property and doing a refurb on that and maybe not updating the supplier to let them know your home address or where to send the bill to, and then you might get a late bill or a default. So just make sure you update any sort of provider just to let them know which address to follow up on. And if there is any issues with the bill, I really try to resolve the bill as soon as you can, because often by withholding payment that could affect your credit score. If this does happen to you, there still is lending options available, but ideally if you can avoid it, it will give you better lending options. We recommend that you use Check My File, and that is a credit referencing agency which checks all three credit referencing agencies, and you'll be able to kind of see if there's anything on that file, because not all of them report the same information. Date of entries for when you have an offer accepted on a property, I really recommend looking at around 2 months just now, especially if it's a buy-to-let and it's in a limited company, because the lenders are quite busy just now, and often they do manual underwriting, which takes longer. Conveyancing solicitors are busy too, and as are we as mortgage brokers. So that gives us plenty of sort of time to kind of get the offer in place and for everybody to kind of be able to do their job thoroughly as well. And if the mortgage offer does come through quicker than that, often you can get that date moved forward as well. But it just gives you that flexibility, and then ultimately you're not overrunning that time, and then the seller's threatening to withdraw from the sale. Holiday lets, we're starting to see the staycation market really boom this year, and even going into winter time, it's still very busy. It's not always for people on holiday. It could be sort of contractors who are looking to kind of rent these properties out. And recently we've seen Lend Invest enter this market too, so there's plenty of options available now. Previously there wasn't many options, but this last year we've started to see more and more lenders enter the market, so it's given us plenty of lending options, and ultimately competition is good for the market. HMOs, we've seen some more mainstream lenders enter the HMO market again. Some of these lenders withdrew from the HMO market when they were worried about people living in sort of these spaces together through COVID. But now all the specialist lenders have pretty much returned back to normal when it comes to HMO lending. And the good news is we're starting to see more of the mainstream lenders return as well. In the cities where we have kind of a big student market too, we've seen that bounce back too, which is great to see. And kind of looking into 2022, we've seen that properties are already starting to fill up for the next semester. If you're looking to buy a property above commercial, one thing I definitely recommend doing is forward it to your mortgage broker prior to you getting the offer accepted or you're having the offer put in, because there's a huge variance between sort of lenders that would lend above commercial and what types of commercial they will lend above. It could be above commercial, it could be adjoining commercial, it could be kind of across the street from a commercial property, and it really depends what type of commercial property it is. Some low risk ones where you'll have more lending options might be like an office block, a retail shop, that sort of thing, whilst kind of more niche lenders will maybe lend on sort of fast food takeaways, bookies, pubs, where the classes are noisy or smelly, and often these options are slightly more restrictive. So definitely kind of consult your broker before you put your offer in on that. And lastly, the question on everybody's mind just now is interest rates going to increase? So we don't know, we don't have a crystal ball. Obviously, we've seen inflation rates are really high just now. But ultimately, the buy-to-let lenders are, they do have very competitive options available even for 5-year fixes. So I think that kind of potentially shows that, they don't foresee interest rates rising too much over that, that period of time. But ultimately, we don't know. And if you are worried about interest rates increasing, at least you could potentially fix for longer periods like 5 years, and some lenders now offering 10 years. So that gives you that security. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.